Detective.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Victim's in the back.
Anything out of the ordinary?
No. The scientists are running DNA tests on the crime scene now.
What's the rundown?
His girlfriend called it in a couple days ago. He's been missing. There's no open windows, doors, no fingerprints.
Detective Spinner was a good man and my friend. Who would do something like this? It could have been suicide. The doctor said his hyoid bone was broken, so he must have been strangled.
Did you find anything?
We found some DNA, but we're still waiting results in the lab.
What do you need, Barnes?
I'm here to talk to you about Spinner. Well,
Barnes, the DNA came back. It's all Spinners. We have no suspects.
I found this bullet on the scene of the crime. Can you find out where it came from?
Yes, sir.
We have no evidence on Spinner.
Actually, now that you mention it, before he died, there was something that Spinner was looking into.
Detective, your bullet came back from the lab. It did not match Spinner's weapon. It came from military-grade weapon.
We don't have any weapons like that around here.
Spinner's case file, the one he was working on when he got murdered, I took it from his desk and I found nothing suspicious. But look here. The gun used in the case Spinner was investigating is the same gun that shot him. It's not an average firearm.
So Spinner was onto something. They must have figured out what he knew and had no choice but to cross him out. Whoever is doing this probably has military experience or at least has access to their weapons.
The case Spinner was investigating has a list of suspects. I'm gonna go and try and find out who they are.
Barnes, wait! Before Spinner died, he was looking into some older cases. You might find what you're looking for there.
Alright, I'll look there first and I'll be back soon. Somebody looked at these folders recently. There's a date missing. September 8, 1944. I have to find out what happened that day. Somebody didn't want Spinner to have them. There. Mystery bank robbery. Police arrived on scene shortly after alarms were sounded to find that there was nobody there. The robbers have made it out before any law enforcement arrived, and they had no way of following them. Some witnesses described seeing men in black masks approaching the bank. The police have suspects, but none were found. Nobody knows how they got in and out so fast. This is almost the exact same crime Spinner was investigating. He must have recognized it. This is the key. Somehow, whatever is in that case file will lead us to the murderers. So Spinner gets assigned a case. It's a bank robbery. He looks into it, but he's not sure what they did or how they did it so fast. Witnesses saw men wearing black masks, but could not identify suspects. The guns used in the robbery were military, and were the same as the gun used to murder Spinner. Spinner has no leads, but he seems to remember something. A case that happened a few years back. When he only would have just been starting his career. Spinner goes to the case files, and he finds it. The cases are almost exactly the same, and suspects were never found. He went back home to cross-reference the two cases, but never came back to work. Sometimes during all of this, the killers started watching him. They knew who he was. They knew what was in the case file, and they knew that he would solve the case. so they followed him home, somehow got into his home. They tried to shoot him, but Spinner heard them coming, so Spinner got the gun away from the killer, but was strangled instead. There's only one answer to this. There's only one person who could have possibly known what Spinner was doing. He was the only one who knew about that case file, and he's the only one in our agency that has military experience.
We don't have any weapons like that around here. So Spinner was onto something. They must have figured out what he knew and had no choice but to cross him out. Whoever's doing this probably has military experience or at least has access to their weapons. Before Spinner died, he was looking into some older cases. You might find what you're looking for there. You might find what you're looking for there. You might find what you're looking for there. You might find what you're looking for there.
I should have known it was our own boss working undercover this whole time. He even said that Spinner never told him much about the case, probably because Spinner knew there was somebody on the inside and didn't want to give away too much information. Who's there? Oh no.
What are you doing here this late?
It could be any of them, even the sheriff. I'm not safe here. I have to do something before the poison kicks in.
What are you doing in here, Barnes?
Nothing. I just left some evidence on Spinner's case.
You alright?
Yeah, fine.
So what you got there?
This is just some evidence that was in my office.
I must say, Barnes, I am pretty impressed. I really didn't think you'd be able to solve this one, but should have known we were too clumsy.
Who is we? How many of you are there?
Well, there's enough of us. You don't have to worry about that. Turns out it's really easy to commit impossible crimes when you're the head of the detective agency.
You killed Spinner and you tried to poison me too.
Yeah, I had to cross him off, and we had to cross you off too. Fortunately, the poison's taking too long to kick in. You look terrible, by the way. Finally, the poison is setting in. You know, I really wish you and Spinner hadn't found this case. It really was nothing personal. I had to kill you guys when you found out too much. Oh well. It is what it is. Too bad you don't have this.
At least I can take you out with me.
What do you mean? It's not what it looks like.
I heard everything, and I mean everything. Detective Lewis, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. Barnes, are you okay? You good, Barnes? You need medical attention?
No, I'll be fine. See you tomorrow.
I'll get you, Barnes.